What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This video is brought to you guys by ILIFE, and we're taking a look at their V8 series of their robot vacuum cleaners and mop combo. This thing is really awesome. It has a massive, and I mean one of the biggest dustbins I've ever seen in one of these vacuums. And if you know about these robot vacuum cleaners, which I've reviewed many of them, you know that one of the most tedious parts is that every once in a while you gotta go and empty that dustbin, and usually it fills up pretty quick within a few days. So this time we don't really have that problem because this thing's dustbin is around almost the size of the vacuum itself, which I think is great, and it looks really awesome. The exact size is 750 milliliters, which is awesome. All right, enough about the dustbin. What else can this really awesome device? Well, of course, you also get a bristle-free roller. I know, astounding, because I've reviewed tons of these, and this is the first, and I mean the first one of these I've seen that doesn't have a bristle roller. At first I was like, that's kind of unusual. I've never seen that before because every single one of these has a bristle roller for the carpet. But now that I think about it, I'm a big fan of this because the second biggest gripe I have with these is that they always get tangled. Something always gets stuck in the bristle roller or some hair gets around it, and it's just a tiny roller. You constantly have to keep taking it out and putting it back in and cleaning it. They remove the two biggest issues I have with these vacuums, and I think that's great. I think it's really awesome, so I'm a big fan of this idea. Then they decided to add in some cool technology in here. So what exactly did they add in terms of cleaning modes? How well can it clean? Well, they added a bunch of them. First of all, you get auto clean, where it just kind of zips around everywhere and does its own thing. You get path clean, where it kind of programs, you're programming it and kind of goes the way, you know, working around things. You also have max suction mode, so battery life will be a little less on this, but you're going to get that awesome cleaning power in that one. Edge to edge mode, so when you want to clean the edges of everything. There's mopping, and of course, so with the mopping version, you change out the compartment itself that's inside of this, and you fill it with water. After that, you basically just let it run, and it will clean your hardwood floors or maybe your tile floors, and it will do a pretty solid job at that as well. There's also spot cleaning. To be honest, spot cleaning is one of those that I, to this day, haven't really used. It's like, why do you need to do that? The logic is that if there's a spill, you put this down, and then you can just have it clean one spot. But to be honest, most of these vacuums just kind of go in a circle and miss the spot. So usually that's not one of the modes that typical people use, but it's good to have just in case. Now, compared to the average, the usual, or even their other V3s, then those usually typically have a compartment that's dustbin that's around 300 milliliters. This thing has one that's 750 milliliters, so I'm a big fan of that. As I said before, it's really cool. There's also 3-speed water dropping control, which is really cool. One of the big problems I have with mopping in terms of these vacuums is that most of the time they just release too much water. So now you have a clean floor, but the floor is soaked and it takes forever to dry. So you end up having to go and use a towel and wipe the floor anyway. It's kind of counterintuitive. But this thing allows you to control how much water is coming out, which I think is a great idea. You can actually control that using the remote, which is really awesome. So all in all, I think this vacuum is brilliant. Last but not least, one of my favorite things is also the screen at the top. You see, another big gripe I have with these vacuums is that they'll just turn off. Like, sometimes you'll be like, they'll run around, but you have no idea how much battery is left in these. Like, to this day, I have not seen a remote with a little screen or a little battery compartment thing. And I'm just like, what is happening? So now, with this cool little screen, I'll tell you how long it's going to keep going for. It's going to tell you the battery life left. This is also a great idea. So all in all, I'm massive fan. Not to mention this comes at a super reasonable price. Usually with these vacuums, I'm like, okay, suction power, you know, everything's the same. All the vacuums the same. No, this one's different. I'm a fan of it. So go ahead and check this out in the link below. I'm just going to go over the typical things that this vacuum has. For example, it can last 110 minutes on a full charge. So that's plenty of battery life. So when it's at 50%, you know, you still have like a little less than an hour left, something like 40 minutes or so. And of course, the overall system itself just cleans very well. Good suction, and the lack of a brush doesn't actually hinder its ability to clean. Now, the last thing I will say is I've noticed this vacuum cleans a little bit better on normal traditional floors. So if you have hardwood floors, tiles, all that, you're going to love this one. It's great. On carpet, it's okay, but the lack of the bristle brush does hinder its ability just a tad bit, but it still has plenty of suction, so it's still pretty solid. So go ahead and check it out in the link below. Make up your mind on your own. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, so leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to be me logging off.